New horror games are coming that dig under your skin and stay there. These titles focus on atmosphere, tension, and pure dread. Get ready for experiences that are deeply unsettling. Let's dive right in.
What a cold demise, Bill.
Inferius is shaping into a descent through a fractured underworld where twisted spirits cling to ruined architecture. Hallways stretch unnaturally. Voices echo without sources, and every room feels aware of your presence. The horror builds around psychological pressure and the sense that something beneath the surface is constantly shifting toward you.
Yes, a chance at redemption. To face the sins incarnate is your trial, where the battle for your soul lies in the cards. But to prove you're an opponent of worth, you must brave each ruler's dominion and the dread within. This is your infernal pilgrimage.
Atlas 1.
Phantom Line explores a military investigation unit facing paranormal disturbances on isolated islands. Missions grow stranger as reality breaks fog, walls close in, ghostly silhouettes mimic human behavior, and unexplained signals draw the squad deeper. The mix of tactical operations and escalating supernatural menace creates a deeply unnerving tone.
So warm up in the new husks. Study the surroundings. Plan, prepare, and adjust tactics. The organization is counting on you. Wield the husks for the cause. Now, go die again.
Every empire has been built on ashes.
Valor Mortis moves its medieval world into a darker place, where plague, betrayal, and cursed battlefields carve fear into every encounter. Shadows cling to armor, screams echo across abandoned forts, and corrupted soldiers resist death itself. The horror rises through atmosphere, brutality, and a world collapsing under unseen forces.
This isn't war. This is damnation.
Shark Dentist turns a coastal clinic into a surreal nightmare, where medical equipment, water, and biology twist together. Patients behave strangely, pipes groan as if breathing, and every flooded room hides a threat. The horror thrives on absurdity that suddenly becomes lethal, leaving players unsure when the joke ends and the danger begins. Ill continues to stand out with its body horror direction, portraying grotesque mutations that move unnervingly and react in realistic, disturbing ways. Abandoned homes and rotting industrial spaces create the backdrop. The terror comes from close, intimate encounters where flesh bends, splits, and reforms with violent unpredictability. Blight Survival introduces a medieval wasteland consumed by a parasitic infection that animates corpses and warps the living. Thick forests, ruined hamlets, and fog-filled valleys become hunting grounds for blight-ridden creatures. The dread comes from slow pursuit, brutal combat, and environments that barely offer safety. Clive Barker's Hellraiser revival is shaping into a nightmare of shifting corridors, ritual puzzles, and Cenobites drawn to suffering. Rooms rearrange, walls breathe, and geometry becomes a trap. The horror focuses on psychological torment and the cruel elegance of Barker's universe.
I see your intrigue, your fear, your inability to comprehend these sights. You called for us, and you can no longer return. You can only journey deeper into hell and witness the infinite terror within. The reckoning will be...
Berarti Ibu tahu saya tidak punya pilihan lain. Lila udah hilang seminggu, Bu.
Agni Village of Calamity takes players into a remote rural community haunted by fireborn spirits and ancient rituals gone wrong. Every night brings new manifestations, roaming silhouettes, burning apparitions, and whispered warnings. The slow, smoldering tension builds around folklore, sin, and fear of the unknown.
Tindak sebagaimana mestinya. Tugasmu bukan di sini. Agni, perlu kamu ketahui, sejengkal saja kamu keluar dan menginjakkan kaki di tempat itu, semua pintu deskupan akan tertutup buatmu. Jangan buat keputusan yang akan kamu sesali.
Lila butuh saya, Bu.
Agni, Kak, ini Lila, Kak. Ayo pulang. Lila mau pulang.
The Mound Omen of Cthulhu grows its terror through quiet coastal dread and cosmic influence spreading beneath the town. Fog rolls in unnaturally, sea creatures act strangely, and ancient caverns pulse with unseen energy. The horror leans on inevitability, madness arriving long before monsters do.
Got a message from Mira.
Liminal Point explores unsettling spaces that feel almost familiar hallways too long, rooms too empty, and transitions that shouldn't exist. The world behaves like a dream, slipping into nightmare. The fear comes from isolation, unreality, and the sense that something is watching from just beyond vision.
And so do I. place where hope turned to ash. So come and find me.
Cinder City uses its ash-covered metropolis to build a world where industrial decay and supernatural events merge. Smoky streets hide malformed shapes, alarms echo through abandoned blocks, and the sky glows with an unnatural ember light. Its horror grows from environmental oppression and sudden violent encounters. Menace places players in a suburban neighborhood plagued by an entity that mimics human routine. Doors open on their own, familiar faces behave off, and every shadow feels too deliberate. The game builds terror through subtle wrongness that escalates into unavoidable confrontation.
Eyes on. Awesome. Fire mission underway. Bring in more.
Drowned Lake is emerging as a slow-burn aquatic horror experience centered on a once peaceful lakeside resort consumed by tragedy. Early looks show half-sunken cabins, warped reflections on the water, and ghostly figures drifting beneath the surface. Exploration shifts between dry land and submerged corridors, where visibility drops to nothing. Project G introduces a corporate research nightmare, where biological experiments adapt faster than humans can react. Sterile labs decay into organic tunnels. Alarms distort, and creatures evolve mid-encounter. The game leans into paranoia and scientific horror. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake returns with updated visuals that amplify its haunting village, ghost encounters, and ritual tragedies. The camera obscura becomes your only defense, as spirits linger in narrow halls and open paths. Its emotional, slow-building dread remains central to the experience.
アップデートしました。主人公の肌や衣装の質感を追求し、オニオの透明感や歪みは特別な処理を使用しています。また舞台となる水上村の暗く不気味な雰囲気は光と画面描写にこだわり、空気感をリアルに表現しました。さらにサウンドは 7.1.4 チャンネルに対応し、霊がいる気配をもっと身近に感じられるようになっています。20年前のタイトルを最新技術でリメイクしておりますので、今様々なホラーゲームを遊んでいるプレイヤーにも新作として遊んでいただけるクオリティになっていると思います。霊を撮影することで撃退する戦闘が特徴的なシリーズなんですけども、霊をしっかり見つけてシャッターを切る従来の戦闘システムを踏襲しつつ、ピントやズーム、フィルターなど、よりカメラの動く体験を強化する要素を取り入れました。フィルターを切り替えていくことで、見え方が変わっていくんですけども、フィルターは戦闘探索でそれぞれ特徴的な機能を持っています。ですので、襲ってくる霊や状況でフィルターを切り替えながらゲームを進めていくことになります。フルリメイクとして、プレイヤーキャラクターの操作性やアニメーションを徹底的に見直しました。全面的に遊びやすく改善してありますので、特にプレイヤーキャラクターの操作感とアニメーションの滑らかさには注目いただきたいです。実際に廃墟になった村を探索するような没入感が高いプレイが楽しめるようになっていると思います。また今作ではですね、操作性やレートの戦闘、レベルデザインなどは、チーム忍者のアクション RPG 制作の経験やノウハウも生かしたリメイクを行っています。チーム忍者のアクションタイトルに多く携わってきた中島秀彦がもう一人のディレクターとして関わっているので、シリーズで最も手触りが良いタイトルになっています。姉である舞と手をつなぐという新要素を追加しました。このことで、ストーリー面だけでなく、アクション面からも姉妹の絆を強く感じられるようになったと思います。この要素はですね、20年前にも検討していたのですが、様々な理由で断念しました。今回フルリメイクでようやく実現したように思います。探索できる場所や 収集要素も増えているので、シリーズファンの方にも新たな楽しみがあると思うとなっています。
すぐに戻るから。
ゼロ赤い蝶リメイクは、シリーズ2作目を今の技術でフルリメイクしたタイトルになります。シリーズ2作目のリメイクなんですけども、このシリーズはそれぞれストーリーが完結したタイトルですので、この1本で楽しむことができます。シリーズファンの方、そして初めてのユーザーの方にもぜひ遊んでいただきたいです。2026年初頭発売になります。シリーズで最も美しく、最も怖いゲームになっていますので、ぜひご期待ください。
Crathos Deep heads into the crushing darkness of an underwater mining station where pressure, isolation, and unseen creatures create constant danger. Lights flicker, metal groans, and voices travel through water in unsettling ways. The terror is cold, suffocating, and relentless.
We stand united on the brink of human knowledge. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do of the bottom of the sea. You may discover things down here that clash with your view of the world, things you like to dismiss or distance yourself from. If, or rather, when that happens, I must simply urge you to keep an open.
The Florist is shaping up for a uniquely deceptive brand of horror, hiding terror behind warm light, pastel colors, and polite smiles. Inside the shop, bouquets wilt in seconds, mannequins turn their heads, and the owner's cheerful voice grows strangely mechanical. As players uncover hidden rooms and ritual gardens, the tone shifts from charming to cannibalistically sinister. Whispers in the Fog moves toward a psychological style of horror, where the mist reshapes the world around you. Paths appear and disappear. Distant figures drift in silence, and familiar voices echo from places you can't see. The fear comes from disorientation, and the sense that the fog itself is guiding you somewhere you shouldn't go. Crisol Theater of Idols is evolving into a ritualistic horror tale set inside a decaying Spanish theater overtaken by living idols and ceremonial puppetry. The architecture bends like a performance stage, and constant rehearsal curtains shift on their own, spotlights trap players, and carved saints whisper prayers out of sync. Its fusion of folklore, religious imagery, and theatrical dread makes it one of the most distinct upcoming horror games.
I hope you've got your sea legs engaged, because we're sailing to Tormentosa, an island cursed with eternal storms and facing the wrath of a powerful entity. Tormentosa really does have it all. Beautiful beaches, plenty of places for great food and drink, and welcoming locals. Okay, maybe I lied about the last part. Tormentosa is an island off the coast of Hispania, a rich and strikingly twisted version of Spain, carefully crafted by Madrid-based Vermilla Studios. Creative director David Tornero and his team wanted to make sure that the town itself is as much a character in Crisol as our leading man Gabriel, and to make sure that Spanish culture bleeds into every location. The word Crisol actually means crucible, and the studio has created Tormentosa as a melting pot of different influences from across the country in different eras. This means you'll see Romanesque, Baroque, and of course Gothic architecture combining to bring to life a wholly unique but still definitively Spanish world. But to truly understand Tormentosa, it's time for some lore. 2 warring religions have called the island home over the years, the Cult of the Sea and the Church of the Sun. The island was once named Aurora, full of those who worshipped the flames of the sun god. By the time we get there though, the Cult of the Sea has taken over, and we see lives that are shaped entirely by water. Anchors loom on the skyline, scales are the order of the day when it comes to decor, and those who worship the sun have been labelled heretics and disappeared into the shadows. Playing as Gabriel, a follower of the sun god, we enter a city that has desperately remodelled to get away from its past. But you'll still find history of these warring religions as you wander the streets, including in blood memories that let us catch a glimpse of what came before.
We will calm the waters.
Given that Gabriel needs blood to shoot and stay alive, you'll have to absorb nearby corpses of animals to keep your health up. But these aren't your average livestock. Scales cover their bodies as something in the water has warped and mutated them into land-sea hybrids, something that the town is clearly fiercely proud of. Delicious. And finally, it only seems right to give you a sneak peek at the central hub of Crisol, the fair. Vermilla wanted you to have at least one place where you can take a breather and put down that spiked pistol for a while. And a traditional Spanish fair seemed like a perfect place to do that. All structured around a beautiful carousel, the fair lets you catch up with lone survivors on the island, do some much needed upgrades, and yes, play some carnival games. Each one is seeped in the lore of Tormentosa, with this one letting you literally extinguish the flames of the sun with the water of the sea. So that's a quick behind-the-scenes glimpse at Tormentosa and the world you'll be entering in Crisol Theatre of Idols, which is coming to consoles and PC in 2026. You can wishlist it now on Steam. And don't forget to subscribe to Blumhouse Games to make sure you keep up with all of our news and updates from our dev teams.
Hello?
Aphelion is shaping into a cosmic horror journey across derelict starships and forgotten stations swallowed by silence. Hallways stretch empty until a flicker reveals something watching. Then, the lights die again. Each region hints at a disaster, far beyond human comprehension. The game's direction leans toward isolation, cryptic storytelling, and tension born from what is not shown, promising a deep space horror experience with psychological weight.
Mission Control. The Hope 1 shuttle has crashed on Persephone. I lost contact with Dr. Montclair.
Hang on, Thomas. I got this.
Oh, shit.
I'm not alone.
What the hell?
It's stalking me. Crap, no! Oh no, 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 no. Mission Control. Anybody copy?
Below is taking underground horror to extremes, with labyrinths carved by ancient rituals and sealed away for good reason. Tunnels twist abruptly, chambers rearrange themselves, and symbols pulse faintly along the stone. Players descend, knowing each layer leaves daylight further behind, and something old is waiting at the bottom. The tone focuses on suffocation, darkness, and discovering ruins that should never have been touched.
Oh, brother. It's like the sea swallowed us whole and spat us out in another time.
Ferocious mixes survival action with prehistoric horror as players explore an island filled with hostile wildlife and secret experiments. Dense jungles hide predators that stalk silently, and ruins reveal a deeper, darker threat. Terror grows from both nature and the unnatural.
Oh, good. You're finally awake.
Hello? Who is this?
I'm the one who pulled you out of the river. You're lucky to be alive.
Everything here is trying to kill me!
The animals are not the real threat on this island. It's Mephisto.
I don't care. I didn't come here to fight. I just want to find my brother.
And I can help you find him.
He must have been here. I told him it would bring good luck. I have to keep my word.
Remember, the future is not for everyone. I'm Alistair Kane, CEO of Manifesto.
Future of mankind. But I am also holding the line. You have to take him down.
This ends here.
From those we love most of all.
Reanimal unfolds inside a collapsing research facility where human-animal hybrids move with unsettling intelligence. Corridors echo with distorted sounds, security lights fail one by one, and every encounter feels watched. The horror grows from predators that study you, mimic you, and learn faster than you can escape.
And the adventures you must be having. So it is not difficult for us to picture the sort of life you are all leading. I know you won't forget us. Good night, and good luck to you all.
Resident Evil 9 Requiem follows new bioweapon threats tied to rituals, folklore, and abandoned settlements. Tight environments, sudden encounters, and scarce resources create a tense survival rhythm. The story leans heavily into mystery, infection, and supernatural hints without losing its grounded edge.
Welcome, and thank you for joining. I'm your host, Maggie Robertson. Today, we're giving you a briefing on all things Resident Evil, including a look back on its terrifying legacy, so you can be prepared to take on the series' latest installment, Resident Evil Requiem, releasing February 27th, 2026. I'm also thrilled to announce that pre-orders for Resident Evil Requiem begin today. Are you ready for the horrors ahead? To prepare you for Resident Evil Requiem, we've created a special recap. A look back at how we got here, the legendary characters, the unforgettable terrors, and the chilling details that may be important to remember as you continue to venture into the nightmare that awaits. So let's begin with the events leading up to the 1998 Raccoon City incident. Many years prior, a group of researchers discovered the progenitor virus in Africa. Among these researchers was Oswell E. Spencer, a man of immense wealth and influence. Together, they founded the Umbrella Corporation, which on the surface seemed like an ordinary pharmaceutical company. But Umbrella's true purpose, driven by Spencer's ambition to reshape humanity, was to advance virus research and bioweapons development. Many years later, one of Spencer's collaborators, James Marcus, would successfully develop the T-virus. However, in 1998, the virus leaked from a research facility in Raccoon City, located in the American Midwest. The virus spread throughout the city, triggering an unprecedented pandemic and mutating its residents into flesh-eating zombies. Only the bravest souls were fearless enough to fight the infected and the monstrous bioweapons born from the T-virus. Rookie cop Leon S. Kennedy. College student Claire Redfield. STARS agent Jill Valentine, and a handful of others were able to prevail and eventually flee the city. Fearing further spread, the US government launched a sterilization operation, destroying Raccoon City. The Umbrella Corporation eventually went bankrupt due to the mounting evidence brought to light. However, its legacy lives on. And as for the survivors, their story was just beginning. Some, like Raccoon City journalist Alyssa Ashcroft, sought to expose Umbrella's darkest secrets. Some hunted the bioterrorists who weaponized Umbrella's research. Others set out to unveil the real truth behind the government's sterilization operation. The aftershocks of the Raccoon City incident would be felt for decades to come, and coincide with other increasingly frequent bioweapon-related outbreaks. Caught up in one such bioweapon-related tragedy was an ordinary man by the name of Ethan Winters. Ethan was searching for his missing wife, Mia. Following an anonymous email, he finds himself in the bowels of the bayou at the Baker Estate, where he's greeted by a deranged family infected by a horrifying ailment. Ethan fought to escape their madness and rescue his wife. 3 years later, Ethan would face a new nightmare. This time, his baby daughter Rose is taken away by Chris Redfield, the legendary hero who survived countless bioterror incidents. Ethan's quest to rescue his daughter led him to a mysterious, treacherous village ruled by Mother Miranda and the Four Lords. Like the Baker family, the village residents were turned into nightmarish creatures. And those four powerful lords, well, one of them was more powerful and stunning than the others. What a goddess. Oh, my apologies. Now, where was I? Mother Miranda, who shares a deep connection with Umbrella founder Oswell E. Spencer, played a key role behind the village incident. Separately, it was revealed that an insidious force known simply as the Connections was operating from the shadows and also played a key role in the incident. To this day, little is known about the Connections. Ethan Winters' terrifying two-part tale was as chilling as it was exhilarating. An immersive horror experience witnessed from Resident Evil's first ever first-person perspective. Both titles will be available in the content-rich Gold Edition for Nintendo Switch 2 on February 27th, 2026. They'll feature post-story scenarios and extra game modes. Resident Evil Village will also include a third-person gameplay option. And if February 27th sounds familiar, it's because it is. These two terrifying titles are releasing the same day as Resident Evil Requiem, the series' newest, most chilling installment, where you'll play FBI analyst Grace Ashcroft as she confronts her haunted past and uncovers the truth behind the Raccoon City incident. Prepare yourself for a new chapter of Resident Evil and a story that pushes the series forward. using gameplay that has evolved in terrifying new ways. Resident Evil Requiem will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Steam, Nintendo Switch 2, and for the first time in series history, the Epic Game Store. You'll be able to choose between 2 editions, Standard and Deluxe. The Deluxe Edition includes the same base game as the Standard Edition, plus an exclusive pack of costumes and weapon skins. And for pre-orders, players will also get the exclusive Grace's Costume Apocalypse. Let us now turn our attention to the exquisite offerings that accompany Resident Evil Requiem. Our special edition Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller is coming soon. Featuring Resident Evil Requiem design and styled in gunmetal-inspired black, this original controller boldly showcases in-world newspaper articles from the game, capturing its dark and immersive atmosphere. Launching the same day as the game itself, you can bring home both on February 27th, 2026. Believe it or not, we have even more incredible news. We're excited to announce our daring protagonist, Grace Ashcroft, will become Resident Evil's first ever amiibo in summer 2026. Stay tuned for more details. Soon, you'll be able to flaunt your Resident Evil fandom in Fortnite. When you purchase Resident Evil Requiem through the Epic Game Store, you'll receive special Fortnite items, such as the Grace outfit, after the game launches. More details to come. But for those of you that simply cannot wait to jump back into the world of Resident Evil, you're in luck. We've severed the price on multiple Resident Evil titles to make your Halloween more heart-pounding, hair-raising, and bone-chilling than ever. As you may know, Resident Evil is celebrating 30 years of terror, with many more nightmares soon to come. While our time today has come to an end, we hope to see you again very soon during the Resident Evil Showcase early next year, where we'll descend even deeper into all things Resident Evil Requiem. Thank you all for joining.
Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past.
Grace. They're coming.
Grace, confront that fear.
Miss Ashcroft. Come in.
What is happening here?
There's no escaping your destiny.
Hey! Help! What did you hide behind that painting?
We have so much to do.
Who are you? Why me?
OD leans into experimental horror, pulling players into scenes that shift without warning, faces distort, voices overlap, and environments fold in impossible ways. Nothing behaves consistently, and every moment feels engineered to break your sense of stability. Its unpredictability becomes the fear.
Hello and welcome.
Subliminal pushes horror into the realm of perception itself. Rooms stretch impossibly long, objects subtly change size, and shadows behave with unnatural intent. The entire world feels like a trick, nothing stays consistent, and reality bends based on where you stand. It's developing into a mind-warping experience, where fear comes from losing trust in your own senses.
Use your light source to help you navigate through the experience. Doing this ensures that there are no unwanted surprises, and keeps you fully aware of your surroundings. Avoid making eye contact with any unfamiliar faces. This is mandatory, and failure to do so will result in an overwhelming and soul.
Hunger takes place inside a maze that keeps changing, turning the whole world into a deadly game of predator and prey. Sound is dangerous, breath or small noise can pull creatures toward you. Early looks show tight tunnels, echoing rooms, and moments where you must run through complete darkness. The fear comes from staying quiet, because breaking the silence almost always means getting caught.
Warmth? A gold coin? Or two? Deep within these folds of flesh, you and I both know. Death has judged us rightly. For we are but beasts, unworthy of salvation.
Where the Forest ends is developing into a folklore-driven horror story where the woods behave like a living entity. Trees shift positions when unseen, trails loop endlessly, and distant figures mimic loved ones' voices. The game blends nature, memory, and psychological erosion, creating a world where stepping deeper into the forest feels like stepping out of reality.